Make sure you get everything. And don't come back. When I said that, he went to cussing me out and he ran up on me.
What it is, y'all? How you bossing? This your girl Kaylee, and I'm back with another BC Boss Chic recap and review of the Belle Collective. So we're gonna try to make this one quick today. This is episode 3, Sisters in the Struggle. So we're gonna focus in on Marie this episode, but I am going to give a recap of all the girls. So let's get right into it. The episode started with Tambra meeting up with her mother and father after her birthday extravaganza. So they were just going over how the party went, and her mom asked, "What is going on in your life other than career?" Mama wants to know when them babies coming. She want to know when her grands are coming. So Tambra had to reiterate that, she is hoping to have a partner, a husband first, a good husband at that first, before bringing children into the situation. Her father, like any father would agree, he was like, that's right, married first, kids, second, but Mom wants those grands. But Tambra also mentioned, freezing her eggs and finding a surrogate is an option. She was like, I can go ahead and, find me a surrogate and you can have these grandbabies in 9 months. So, she also expanded on her overall goals. She wants to be a national TV correspondent where she's able to interview freely and, speak on whether it's music, politics, entertainment, serious social issues. She stated that would mean a lot to her. That would mean that she has accomplished her goal. That would mean something for her to be a national TV correspondent. I'm with you, girl. I like that. Get into the serious issues as well as, some of the fun issues, and just, be impactful, make a difference. I support that. Then we get into Antoinette. She's back on site for her practice, her dental practice, and she's with her friend who went to the ballpark with her in the last episode. Latrice popped up and she gave them a tour, of course, of the vision that she sees for the practice. It's not quite done, it's in its rawest form, but it's good to have friends who can see the small thing and see the big thing within it. So Latrice says she sees the vision. I like that. They did go into a little bit of Tambra's birthday party and some of the drama that popped off. Antoinette brought up how Letitia came for her. Now, honey, I don't think that Letitia came for you. It was just that karma circle was coming back around for that shade you was throwing. And a good friend would not sit there and let you, come for their friend. It's fair game. And, it's all jokes. Y'all laughed it off. Leave it where it's at. I like that she spoke in her commentary where, she did mention, they don't mean to be shady, but they do get together and they do talk. And, hopefully it's just talk and not, drama based. So we're just going to leave that where it's at. Then we got into Marie. Marie is at home with her grandkids, 2 of the 3 grandkids, and her husband. We meet Cedric a little bit. We'll get into her a little bit more because this is focused on her, but she was stating, she brought up how her oldest son with the children, his name is Jerez. That's the oldest. So she briefly mentioned to Cedric what had happened between her and Jerez, and she'll later visit Letitia, but we'll go ahead and get into Latrice. Latrice is at home with Zaddy because she stated it seems like, he needs some attention. He's wanting some attention. He finally became a partner of her hair care products. And he feels like he needs to be there every step of the way now. He says he is the VP. You know, you can't make a decision without your VP. She met with her PR Mel, and they were discussing packaging and labels, you know, the basics of, you know, branding this new product. And Zaddy called on the phone. He's like, where you at? She told him that she was in a meeting. He was like, meeting what? And next thing you know, Zaddy is there. He's popping up. He was like, I need to be in this conversation since I am the investor. I put my money into it. I'm the VP of this operation. But you know, Mel asserted herself and let him know that I know Latrice and her brand. And you know, Latrice made it known. I brought this business from the bottom to what it is now. So this is my baby. You know, you could be a silent partner, you know, since you are now on board for the dream. I commend you for standing your ground. You know, keep your vision, you know, on the straight and narrow of what you see for it. Just because money is involved, don't let them change the mission. But yeah, they're at home later, and he's wanting to teach her how to swim. Now, I'm one of those people too. I don't really know how to swim, but I like, you know, being in the pool. And she said she got thrown into the pool when she was younger, and it just put a bad taste in her mouth as far as wanting to be in the pool. But you know, he's like, I'm gonna teach you. I'm a good instructor, baby. He told her to lay face forward in the water, like, you know, so that he could hold her up. Now, I'm not an expert at swimming, but I do know that the first step, they normally tell you to, you know, lay on your back and kind of float. So baby steps at it, baby steps. But they look like they were having, you know, a good line of communication. You know, it was, you know, a few things that they need to go over, but that was them. Then we get to Letitia. Letitia invited Marie over to show her the new additions to her home, and you know, just so they can kind of catch up. This is where she brought in some information regarding her situation at home with her oldest son, Jerez. We'll get into that. We'll just hold off on that for a second. Letitia met up with Timber later to head over to Jackson City Hall to get this paperwork started for Ferry Street. Letitia stated that she's a Rankin County girl, so this is her first time going to Jackson City Hall. Well, they met up with Councilman Stamps, where he advised that they'll give them a site plan review and they'll discuss plans on this particular building that Letitia is wanting to purchase, so they can go over building codes and all of that. So this is the first step toward her goal with Ferry Street, and she broke down in tears, happy tears. I felt that for you, girl. I really did. Like, when you have something in your mind because of a legacy that you want to leave behind, it was passed on you by a family member, a close family member, such as a grandfather, or in my case, a grandmother and a grandfather. You want to do them justice. So starting that first step is like confirmation. I am here. And I felt those tears. That was a great moment. Keep going. I am waiting to see how this is going to turn out for Ferry Street. Now, back to Marie. So in the first scene, when she was talking to her husband at home, the babies were getting into different things, and he was just there playing with one baby, letting the baby get into all different types of stuff. He just didn't look like he was as hands-on with the kids as he probably should be as a pawpaw. Baby mom number 2 popped up first, and she stated that she had been trying to get in contact with Jerez, which is Marie's oldest son. He has been ignoring her calls. At the same time, baby mom's number 1, who has the 2 kids by him, popped up as well. And she needed money for a tutor. I'm assuming she's young and in school as well. She needs a tutor. So all of this money is being furnished by who? Marie, not Jerez. He's dodging calls. Turns out he has been back with baby mom's number 1. So yeah. Another thing, Marie asked him to leave the house because he chose to go off to school to a school that is 3 hours away from home. Now, I think they had a plan of some sort for him to stay home for the first year so that he can be closer to his children and kind of get a good, feel of fatherhood and, just be there for his family that he has created. Well, he didn't listen to that. And so he was packing his bags, trying to take his TV and all of that good stuff with him. So she's like, where you going? He was like, I'm going out to school. And she was like, well, if you finna go, take all your stuff and don't come back. You're an adult now. That's basically what she was saying. Well, he approached her. He puffed up his chest like he paid some bills and looked like he was about to hit her. And her youngest son had to step in and was like, no, don't do that. So instead of, punching her, he punching holes all up and down her hallways. He punched a hole in the room and down the hallways. So now you messing up my home. Ooh. This could not have been him in my household growing up. He would not get 1, but 2, but 3, maybe even 4 and 5 knots upside his head. My grandma alone would bust his head to the white meat. Bust his head to the white meat if he think he grown up. Oh, you smelling your tail enough to think that you can come up in here and puff your chest? Ooh. Oh. So she's telling Letitia this information of how he is destroying the home. His anger is out of this world. And she hadn't spoken to him since that happened. Letitia gave some encouraging words saying that it's going to be okay. I think y'all need to sit down and have a good talk. Maybe some therapy at that. All great advice. It's good to have a good rapport with your children. As a daughter, me and my mom communicate quite well for the most part. We have disagreements, but at the end of the day, we can sit down and we can have a talk. And that's how it should have been. Like, you shouldn't have felt so grown to want to raise your voice, let alone put your hands up to your mom. That was just wrong. So they wanted to get down to the bottom of it and, how, they can resolve it. So it goes to a scene of Marie talking to her husband, Cedric. He came in and we found out Cedric ain't been home last night. Cedric been missing a lot of nights at home. So according to her, Cedric has his own home that he had before they got remarried. So they've been married, divorced, and remarried, and he still has his home and she has hers. So he said he stumbled hard. I was at, my place. She said we're not even gonna pretend. We're not even gonna go down that road. I don't believe you. We'll talk about that later. But she wanted to say that him, his in and outs, his inconsistencies, his infidelities, that shows an inconsistency to the males. So it shows that to all of the children. So that gives them a negative influence, a negative role model. They think it's okay to demean and do these things to women, including their mom and the baby mom. So I agreed with that. So Marie decided she wants to have a sit down with Jerez, and she brought Essie, her business partner, over to be the mediator. Now Cedric is all up in arms about this because he's like, this is our issues. Why is Essie in the business? Well, Marie says Essie has a right to, and you tell him why, Essie. So Essie says, as a business partner, I feel like it is my place. It's for one, when you're in and out of the picture and you come back in, and I don't know if he really works at this point. So she said, it feels like the money that we make together, I feel like I'm being pimped because, it's servicing, all of this. So, I feel invested. And then, from my standpoint, she is a friend. When you're in and out, that's the friend. The friend is there, 100%, 10 toes down. She's there. So, these are kind of like her godchildren. She has a right, if Marie allows her to have a say. At this point, some people may say that they emasculated this man, but he put himself into this situation by the stepping out and choosing to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Can't be mad when there is a supplement for you. You can't be mad when there is a village helping to raise the children that are in your household. She said that Cedric seems a little bit jealous of their friendship. Oh, I felt this on so many levels. Like, I am that friend. I am going to support you. I'm going to be that listening ear. I'm going to be that motivation. I'm going to be that person to offer opinions and advice on how to boss up. And some men can't take that. And I'm going to just leave that at that. But yeah, they got into the conversation. Jerez came over, and I love that he went ahead and admitted he was wrong. Marie got it off her chest of, you shouldn't feel, that you can talk to me like this. Jerez apologized and said, yeah, he was wrong. And then Marie mentioned that maybe he needs to get some counseling, therapy, and asked him will he be open to family counseling. This is amazing. Marie is a mental health professional. You see the signs. And I'm glad that you didn't wait and let it, fester. Go ahead and get that in check, because he's old enough now to understand that once you get out in these streets and you pop off like that to somebody else, somebody gonna put a bullet up in you. Somebody gonna do something. So it's better to get that in check now, because life is gonna be a real reality check. You can't be out here doing that. Especially, like you said, a black man. You cannot be doing it. And it's just a respect factor. Respect your elders. Respect that you can't always have what you want. And she admitted to spoiling her kids. She always gave them. So I'm assuming there were, no consequences for certain actions. You always being fed, what you want. So that's another thing. Parents, stop trying to be your children's friends. Be a parent. It's okay to say no. No builds character. Chores build character. Responsibilities, part-time jobs build character. Give them these real life experiences now before they get kicked in the butt by life later. So that was just my little thing for this. It was a great episode to identify abuse and aggressiveness in families. Husbands can be abusive and aggressive to wives. Wives can be abusive and aggressive to their husbands. They can be abusive. Parents can be abusive and aggressive to their children, and children can be abusive and aggressive to their parents. There is no shame in it. It's just time to get it in check. So I support this. Families talking it out. Families making active moves to get it in check. This was a definite serious issue that needed some light shed upon it. So I appreciate this episode, and I appreciate the resolution for it. Ladies, keep being positive, keep working together, and just show us these boss moves and how we can move in unity. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this recap review. Let me know if you agreed or disagreed with some of the things that went on in the episode, or agreed or disagreed with some of the things that I said. We can talk about it. Go ahead and hit that post notification bell as well, so that you can get all the latest updates for all of my latest videos. And we're going to bounce out like this. Oh, remember guys, I love you. And tell me how you boss.